Okay, so I wanted to talk about air quality to go with your carbon cycle project. So if we're talking about air pollution and we're talking about all of this extra carbon that's in our atmosphere, we need to talk about the effect that it's actually having on us. So air pollution is contamination of the air of harmful substances. So this usually means CO2, CO, uh, and then in C2O2, and as well as any nitrogen oxides or phosphorus oxides that can cause a lot of damages throughout human and plant life. Now, point source solution tells us that we can show an exact spot when it's not moving. So this is when we're talking about volcanoes, we're talking about different smokestacks, things like that. Now, non-point solutions are what we call what things like trucks and a large area. So like a large city can be a non-point. We don't have a specific point, but we see that it is this larger area. So for instance, if you go back to during the middle of the pandemic, you saw that there were a lot less pollutants or pollutants in the atmosphere during quarantine because there was a lot less movement going on. Uh, Air pollution is not just harming human health, it is harmful to our lakes, animals, ponds. It can do damage to man-made structures. The majority of the pollution comes from fossil fuels, so oil and coal, things that we use. So we use coal. There's sulfur oxide, dioxides, nitrogen oxides, and then carbon monoxide are the most damaging that we can see. Now, acid precipitation can be a when rainwater is lowered in pH and cause damage. Photochemical smog is when you cannot see it. So smog talk about how bad the air is, and particulate material or matter. So a mixture of dust, acid, and all these different chemicals that can be harmful. Things that you can actually see. Now that you cannot always see all this stuff, so it can be actually very harmful. So you can see how acid rain affects man-made structures. So it looks like somebody beat up the statue, or you see the smog over a larger city. The air quality index is a way to see how your air quality is right now. So you go to airnow.com or .gov report, and it will tell you what our air quality is in St. Louis at this moment in time. So the Clean Air Act of 1970 gives the government power to set standards to protect organisms and structures from harmful effects in the air pollution. So the government now has that responsibility instead of just the average consumer. That means that the government has this need and should protect us from pollution. But that does not always happen, so we have to take it into our own hands. This is why we're doing this project right now. So go ahead and finish up this video. Continue to work on your project, and we'll get through this. You can do it. I have faith in you. You can do this. All right.